Helen and welcome to lightofthemoonstudio.com. I really hope you've had a great week and it's lovely that you're back again. I've had some lovely comments and thank you everyone. It's been a really lovely experience. And this week I've still got the sniffles from last week. That has eased and I'm hoping, now the weather's changed a bit, to get back down on the beach and do some more beach combing and see what we can find. But today I'm going to stay cozy and warm and just you know, well, I've got, what have I got today? I've got green tea and lemon today, and hopefully I want a bit of ginger, so that'll really keep me going and perk me up. Yeah, my energy's still quite high. I don't think it's as high as last week, which brings me about to what I've been up to this week. As you can see, really, you've started where you left me last week, which was with all the Seaglass. I mean, there's loads more, but I have started to sort them out into, well, at the moment, I've started to put them into their sizes. So like small, medium, bit bigger. Oh, hello. One of the stray cats outside. We'll have to pop and feed him in a minute because he'll be after the birds otherwise. And the bigger shards of glass. And then of course I sorted out some pottery, which is over here. So I've sorted out some more pottery, and I even found some really old pieces which I'm looking to identify, because I think this particular one could be a Roman piece of pot. So I'm waiting to research a bit on that. But mainly most of the week has been just sort of getting all these shards out, having a little look at them, and that's where creative curiosity started. Okay, so I picked up one piece and it looked at me and it said, I want to be a heart, a love heart. And I thought, yeah, I can see you want to be a love heart. It wasn't all there, you know, it didn't have much of a cleavage, but it had the point, and the one side really, you know, needed a bit of help. So then I thought, I wonder if, now this grinder machine does glass, but not, it doesn't say Seaglass, it does like the molten glass. And I thought, will the Seaglass chip, will it return to its sort of original form, and will it be sharp and nasty and that type of thing? So I thought, yeah, let's give it a go. And I realised that most of the glass actually comes out just like, you know, it comes out of the sea. It's fine. The newer pieces, or the thinner pieces, they're the ones that fracture and are still very sharp. So even if they've been in the sea a little while, and you know, the newer sort of couple of years old, or you know, up to 50 years old, I suppose, that type of glass, it just wouldn't work. You get the splinters and you get the sharp edges. But surprisingly enough, the really old Seaglass, the thicker ones as well, came out really superbly, and you could even round them off, you know, like they've just come out the sea. So the bit that I changed looks part of it, you know, it doesn't look like it's been ground down or cut or anything like that. So I thought, well, that's really interesting. So I made a little heart. Ooh, what have I done with our little heart? Oh, here he is. So we just zoom in on this little heart. So here he is, lovely little heart. Now this part of the heart, I think it was this side, was already there. So this was like that, and it already had its point there. So I managed to do the cleavage bit, which I'll show you. Is really exciting, this new little bit to the tool. So I managed to do the cleavage bit and then round it off. So I'm really delighted with that, and we'll drill it later as well. We'll get the drill out and do some drilling. So that got me looking at other wannabe hearts. So what I mean by that, so this one is a triangle, and I think we could easily put a cleavage in there and make that into a heart. So basically any triangular pieces, this one's already started to curve itself, so it just needs a little help to make that into a heart. And this one, so this one's actually curved around one side, it's got its point there, so it needs a bit of cleavage and it needs a shape round there. So you can see how these Seaglass pieces, you look at them and they're all sorts of different shapes and sizes, and with a little bit of imagination they can be all sorts of things. I'll tell you about that after. So let's get grinding after my cup of tea. So these are the ones I've chosen. As you can see, they are what I call wannabe hearts. They're more or less there. They've got the shape, but they just need a little bit of help. I usually go for well, I say usually, I've only just started doing it, but looking at the triangular shapes seems to help. Like, you know, you can roughly see that they want to be a heart. Another one there. Don't think we have to do much to this one. Give it a bit more cleavage and come around the edge. And this one. So this is just a few that I've picked out. So let's get them on the grinding wheel. So this is my current layout. I've got my embossing rolling mill. I've got my kiln. To be honest, I don't fire my kiln there. I usually put it on the table so I got more room. Then we've got the soldering station, the soldering area, everything to do with soldering. And my pillar drill, which I use a lot. But what I've done is put another station here because I think I'll use this the most. The new grinding machine, and I've got it set up. I've got enamels underneath here, a few bits and bobs underneath here, so yeah, I love a bit of enameling when I can, so that's under there. Now this machine doesn't need the sponge technique. Some of the older versions use a sponge, but I've got the spray bottle and a sponge there because we've added a new section to the tool, which is this top grinder here. So this is the first grinder. We've just dropped slightly. You can use it and eliminate that, but I find skipping from one to the other best, especially if I'm doing a heart like we're going to do in this one. So yeah, so this is the new part, the tool that arrived this week, and I've actually absolutely love it because that's where you get your heart shape. So these are the ones we just talked about. So yeah, let's get grinding. So I'm going to take now one of these pieces. I think I'll go for this one. Oh crumbs, I haven't got my goggles on, bear with. So we've got the setup now ready to do the heart, which I'm quite excited about. I thought we'd have a go at this one. You can see he's more or less there anyway. We're going to take this side off and give him a bit of a cleavage. So I'm fully kitted up with everything I need. I'm going to wet this, and I'm wetting this only because this top one, the water doesn't get to this top one yet, and we've got a little fountain thing coming, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I just squirt that around, and I've also wet my piece of Seaglass as well. And it's really quiet and easy to use. So I'm going on the bottom grinder first. As you can see, it doesn't go sharp at all. It stays soft, which is amazing, to be honest. So I've got that sort of shape going on. I mean, I'm not looking for it to be perfect, you know. Just Get a little bit of water on there, but just heart-like. Need a bit more water in here, I think, because it's not quite bubbling up high enough. There we go, that's where I am, and I'm just going to do the cleavage now. So again, plenty of water until I get the little fountain. This white stuff is actually from the Seaglass pottery. When I grind that, you get a lot of salt and stuff come out of it. I mean, there might be some in here as well, but I find the sea pottery has a lot of salt in. There we go, that's come in. And you can decide just how much cleavage you want there. And I think for a little nice little heart, yeah, that's lovely. So here we are with our hearts, but I've got to say, I did drop one, so it broke. And also I was drilling one and it was too close to the edge, and that didn't survive either. It sort of broke off at the back. And the two that I broke, or the two that seemed more fragile, were actually the white ones. I don't know why, but the white ones. So whether they're the newer glass, I've got to find that out. But I even managed to do a little tiny one. Little tiny heart. I really enjoyed that one. So I've chosen this one. It was the very first one I did, and I feel a little attached to it, to be honest. And what we're going to do now is make a lovely little pendant and a necklace. Now, if I was selling these, I probably would bezel them. Only because, you know, if children are grabbing them, at the end of the day, they're still glass. Even though it's completely smooth, I'd bezel all my Seaglass. But I have seen them done like this and just popped onto a necklace, and nobody seems to have any problems. So that's what I'm going to have a go at. Okay, so let's go through what we've got. So I've got my little heart ready. Absolutely love my little heart. I've got some leather. I've chosen this lighter leather from Jewellery Maker. It's like a thong. I think it's real leather, I'm not sure. I've got I've got point. Gosh, what have I been making? It's all attached to here. I've got the 0.6 millimeter wire in gold. I think that'll go nice with it. I found these lovely, gorgeous wooden beads that were in my stash. Probably from Jewellery Maker again, because most of my stuff is from there. And then I've got the very first gizmo tool I had. I've got about 5 different ones now, including the easy coiler as well, the professional one. But I thought it'd be good to use this one today, and I'll just show you how I use that. So the first thing I need to do is to take the end of the leather thong that I'm going to use as the necklace, and I'm going to choose which mandrels. So this leather has to go inside the tube, the gizmo coil that we're going to make. You can see that's too big. That's not bad, but I'd say still a bit of room. And I think that's about right. So what you've got to remember, that this is the inner diameter, so you don't want this wider than that. And the other thing to remember is that you need your core, whatever your core is, it doesn't matter, to actually fit inside there quite snugly so that the coils don't collapse. once you find the core that fits your gizmo tool, then you know then that it's going to be really safe and rigid. So this is the one I'm going to use. So this is the green one if you've got the coloured set. So let's get started on the coiling. So we already decided to use the gizmo tool with the green handle, and this is the wire we chose to use as well, which is the 0.6. And all I'm going to do is fit this into the little mandrel support. Take our end of our wire, wrap it around the handle so we've got a nice tension support there. Push it against the little mandrel support, and we're going to twist the handle. You get a really nice. I'm feeding it through my hands just to give it a bit of tension, and now and again you can just push your handle against the coiler and you get a really nice coil. So that's the section 1 complete already. Just going to snippety snip unwrap the handle, and there's our first piece of gizmo coil. The next piece we want to take a ruler and do 60 centimetres or 24 inches. I'm just going to snippety snip that off. Then we're going to fold that in half. Just going to do a little kink in the wire. And we take our mandrel pliers and we pop where that kink is into the mandrel. We cross one over onto the other and we twist. I usually do 1.5 to 2 twists, and then that's all we need for that for now. And then we've got these 2 long wires and we've got a little loop. The next thing we're going to do is take back our mandrel, pop him back in, secure the end and give him a whiz there. So whiz around the handle until we get to the point. You want the little round piece that we've just made. We need that to be sort of sticking up and out to the top, just so you can get round it. We push that and off we go again. And now and again I just give it a little push so the coil's all neatly pushed together. So that's all we need for that section. Just going to run him off there. I'm just going to go in and snippety snips each end like that. So I got a nice clean end. That one's not quite so clean. There we go, it's better. So you can see there's a hollow going through. So we want our leather, and we're gonna, oops. So we want our leather, and we I like my leather to be about 24. So we're gonna do 2 lots of that again. And then I'm gonna pop on my coil. I'm just gonna let that go roughly in the center somewhere. And we're just gonna set that aside for a minute. Well, we take our heart, going to get some more of this wire, and we're going to take our wire and we're going to do about 20 centimetres, should be more than enough. We're going to pass it, so I'm just going to pass it through the hole of the heart like that, and then I'm going to bring the 2 up together, 2 wires up together, then I'm going to just cross them over like that, and again give them a twist, 1, 2. I'm going to then take one of them off, get my loopy loop mandrel pliers, and then I'm going to, do it your way, go in, and we are going to go across like that, and then we're going to stop, So I've got my loop like that, and I'm just going to pop that on to my bail that I've made. Onto my bail. I'm going to hold the loop that's loose, the one that hasn't been wound round yet. If I can see, don't know where my glasses are. But yeah, so I'm going to hold on to that, and then I'm going to continue to wrap once, twice, I think it'll even take another one around there. Don't know how neat that is actually, can't see very well. And then I snip snippy off the end. So what I've got now is this lovely little heart pendant, nicely on a piece of leather. So I'm going to bring in now some of these little beads, little wooden beads, and I'm popping those onto the leather. I've done it with a few and they don't look right in my eyes, so 5 each side seems to be the nicest look on them. So I'm just going to pop 5 beads on each side. They're in random order. If the holes are a little bit too small, I just use my pliers there just to open them up a little. So that's all I'm doing. A couple more, different colours. Onto the leather. So that's 4. One more. Let's go for the green. Same again now on the other side. I'm not going to match them up. I'm just going to go for it. So I'm just going to add them as they come. You can match them up if you want to. It's yours. You can do whatever you like. So we need one more bead, and then let's see, which one should we have? An orange, I think. This one. There we go. 5 on either side. I think that looks really summery and nice. And then with this coil, the one we did first, I'm just going to bring that back in and snippity snips the end. And we're going to take 1 centimetre of coil, so not very much. And we need 2 of those. 2 of those. And we just pop them on the end of the wire where we want it to be, and then you just go in, and the very end of it where you've got the wire end and it sticks out a bit, you just grab that, tuck it in and into the coil if you can, quite tightly. Then I just put my nail in the top of the coil and lift that out. And turn it up, and you get a little loop end on that then. And then it's the little loop end then that you'll put your hook and clasp on. And the same for this side. So I'm just gonna peel one up and then anchor it in place. So I'm just looking for the very end of the wire, so I can really grab that in place. You could put a little bit of glue in there, it's not always necessary, but a little bit of glue would just stop there or help the coils to stay in place on the clasp. So I made just a quick hook and eye clasp just to finish it off. Yeah, I think that'll be really nice. Just something simple really, because this is a simple make. And the leather will relax soon and it'll hang a bit better. But I really like that. I think that it's very summery, reminds me of the summer. Let's look at what else I got up to. So you can see how the hearts are made, and I've always wondered how they were made. I have seen them for sale before, but you can see now how they're made, and this machine has done it all. And as I said last week, you know, it's just something that was bought for me. It's, you know, I don't get anything. Well, whilst I was sorting out all these pieces of glass, sea glass, and the china, another piece spoke to me. And it was a piece of pottery, small piece of pottery, and it said, "I want to be a jug." And I thought, yeah, I can see how you want to be a jug. You're pretty much there, your shape and everything. And I thought, but I can't really use you in my jewellery. That's when I went down a whole new avenue. Oh yeah. I got out the paints, I got out lots of pieces of sea glass and a bit of collage, and now I'm addicted and spending long hours, more than I should, on these little canvases. Oh, isn't that adorable? I don't even know if you can see what's on there. So this is pottery, the jug is sea glass. Sea pottery. Then I've got all the little leaves, sea glass. I've done a little bit of not decoupage, collaging, and there's a little sea pottery bowl, because it said it wanted to be a bowl, so it's a bowl. And then I had, when I picked it up, and it said I'd like to be a banana. So there's the banana. Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed making this, and there's going to be lots more because, well, I'm just addicted to them. So anything that I can't use in the jewellery now, at least I've got a little outlet for this. And what I'd like to do and look to work on is how I can turn this into a piece of jewellery, a pendant. And I do have an idea, and I'm actually chatting with somebody now to see if that's possible. So yeah, so that's the latest. Despite having a cold this week and really feeling a little bit rough, I really felt that creative curiosity really helped me to get out my comfort zone. I mean, sometimes we are labelled as one thing, as, you know, a silversmith or an artist or a potter, and it's nice really to have a little mixture. You know, I think that we must let our souls and our curiosity, our creative curiosity, really shine through sometimes, and just give things a go. And I really do feel like I've stepped out of my comfort zone this week, and it's been such a joy, especially going back to a little bit of coiling, a little bit of wire work, which I absolutely love. But somehow, you know, as time's gone on, I've done more and more of the silversmithing and less the wire work, and yet it's the wire work is where I started from. So I must do a bit more and enjoy that. Also, having great fun making this gorgeous little picture, this collage, reminded me that we are this and that. We're many things, and we need to embrace these things and just know that the simple things are where we find the happiness and the joy. So this week of curiosity has been superb, and I'm so grateful for all the wonderful people that has been supporting me. This studio is, you know, it's fantastic, but it can be quite lonely. Andrew's here at the moment, but he works away, so I'm I'm quite often on my own, so having your company is really appreciated. There was just a couple of things I wanted to mention. Was I found these books. One was on eBay and one was in a charity shop. They're Seaglass, different types of Seaglass books, but I can't find many out there. So if you know of any, please, let me know. Give me a shout in the comments below. Would be great. Or a lot of people direct message me, and I'm fine with that too. But yeah, the more I'm learning about the Seaglass, the more I'm understanding how far I can take it and what I can do with it. So that'll be really good. I haven't gone through these books yet, but as soon as I have, I'll share them with you. The other thing I need to mention is that I've joined Meet the Makers for March, and it actually starts Monday. I've been very kindly sent this pin badge. I'll pop it on one of my aprons, and so hopefully this week, as long as I'm feeling well, then I'll be doing. So Meet the Maker, I'm really excited about. I've not done it before. It does air on Instagram, so hopefully I'll get some reels and whatever you get out on Instagram these days. I'll be doing that as well. But I will be doing a few little makes, share some different makes and all this week, and I'm hoping to fit in a tour of the studio. I realised when I was doing my little tour just around the soldering station and where the new grinder is, the new grinding station, that I haven't done a tour, and I thought, yeah, why don't I do a tour? So one of them will be a tour. Don't know when or how yet. It's all going to be a little bit ad hoc. I seem to work better a little bit ad hoc. If I plan something, then something crops up, or I'm poorly and I'm not able to do it. But at the moment, I feel really inspired for this week, and I'm really looking forward to sharing lots of different things with you. So thank you, Meet the Maker, and I'll get this popped onto my apron as soon as possible. And all I have to say now is hoping to inspire you to create the life you love. Thank you, everyone. Bye.